Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. My name is Mo Amir. Last week, for the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, the Coalition for Women in Journalism released a report detailing how female journalists in Canada were exposed to more organized troll campaigns, that's people coordinating with each other to harass one specific person in a targeted campaign, more than any other country in the world. Our featured guest tonight is here to discuss this disturbing finding and whether or not, as Canadians, we've downplayed how much this affects women in journalism and our overall media climate. She is an award-winning Canadian broadcasting legend, a recipient of the Order of British Columbia, the host of TELUS Talks podcast, and now, much to my delight, a regular on this show. You know she's always here to spill the tea. She is Tamara Taggart, and this is Tea Time with Tamara. Hi, Tamara.
Hi.
So nice to see you. I'm so glad that we were able to make that test run into a regular segment. So thank you so much.
How fun.
So fun.
I like it.
We're going to be talking about something a little more serious, though. We're going to talk about how Canada is really bad when it comes to online harassment of women in journalism. These targeted campaigns, people getting together, coordinating these attacks on women. When you saw this report, and I know you did, were you surprised?
Not really. I mean, you know, in my own experience, I was harassed a lot online and in person, and I'm still friends with a lot of women working in media, and I see what they have to deal with online, especially on Twitter. But it's happening on, you know, all social media, really.
But I guess, is it surprising that Canada is the worst country out of all of them? Like, we pride ourselves on being so kind and polite.
No, I'm not surprised, actually.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't surprise me. Like, we're not that polite. We're not.
And you've seen this firsthand throughout your career, whether it's in media or in politics. Can you sort of talk about some of the things that you saw and some of the things that, looking back on, you were like, why was I dealing with this? Yeah,
I mean, it's scary, right? You don't go into media thinking, hey, I want to be harassed by people that don't know me at all.
Right,
you don't, no one tells you that's part of the job. So when you're doing your job and you're a reporter, so there's reporters, anchors, hosts, there's all different kinds of on-air people.
Yeah.
And I think that it really depends what kind of harassment you get, depending on what your job is and what you're reporting on. So if you're reporting on the pandemic, well, you're opening yourself up to a whole host of trolls that are going to attack you and organize themselves. We see it all the time online.
It'll happen. We've seen that with Rachel Gilmore and a few others
all the time
across the country.
If you're somebody who is, you know, maybe reporting on what's happening in another country, you might get trolled from other groups or from outside. It really depends. But I think it's scariest when you're out doing your job, when it's in person or you're at home. Online is one thing, and it makes you feel awful and it can scare you, especially if you live alone or you don't feel secure at home for whatever reason. I think it can be very scary and debilitating to do your job.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it can get in your head, right? But when you're going out to film your story, you know, that'll be on the news tonight, and you're out there by yourself, because a lot of reporters are now. They don't have a camera person with them. They're doing everything. And they have to watch what's happening behind them, watch beside them, see who's watching them. So, like, you don't have enough eyes. You don't have enough eyes.
Yeah.
You just don't, to keep yourself safe. And people show up and they do things. They harass you verbally.
And you've actually had incidents that went into the legal realm. Like, people got in trouble for the harassment that they subjected you to.
Yeah, no, I mean, people have done jail time and been on probation. And I've had, security, and I've had my house, professionally secured and all kinds of things. A bodyguard at one point.
Really? Wow.
And I mean, that's the other thing,
Just
right?
for being someone in media.
Just for being, this was a lot of this was when I did the weather, so there's not a lot of controversy in the weather.
Yeah, and pre-social media too, right?
A lot of this, like what's in this envelope, was pre-social media. When you throw social media into it, it just now you're having to decide, what am I going to put out there? Am I going to put a picture of my kid out there? Am I going to show my wedding photo? Am I going to then you start to censor your stuff. And I mean, it's really hard because you have these two different ways of going about it. One, sometimes you're scared, and I've been scared and crying and worried and terrified to leave my house, very much so. And then the other one where you're like, screw this, I'm not going to let this, and I'm going to just keep being me, and I'm going to, so, and I'm sure that other people feel the same way when this situation happens. And so, and I don't really ever talk about it much because I don't want to give it, I don't want to give it life in my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is a real thing, and it still affects me to this day, even though I've been out of television for 4.5 years now.
Wow.
It still affects me, very much so.
And so this is my concern, is that when confronted with this reality, I feel like this will deter women in journalism from pursuing the types of stories they want to pursue, or even when it comes to things like career advancement, going from weather to
the news
anchor or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, so doesn't that have an effect on women in journalism in this country, that maybe they'll think twice about that promotion or pursuing other stories?
They should never have to think twice about doing that. If journalism is their passion, they should be able to do that. I think the onus is on who their employer is, really.
Absolutely.
The onus is on them to keep your employees safe. The onus is on them to not send your reporter into the downtown east side if it is, a woman or a man by themselves. Like, you have to go in a team. You cannot go alone with a camera. Like, you just can't do it. It's a beacon, a camera, right? Like, it's like, oh, there's, and everybody has something to say nowadays. But it really is, the employer has to keep their employees safe.
Yeah.
And, there's this great pressure to be online and to be on social media and to post things all the time and to, we like it when we go viral. We like it when, and so
preaching to the choir.
right? And so all that stuff is out there, and then what?
Yeah.
You open yourself up to trolls. You open yourself up. And trolls are one thing, but harassment is another.
Yeah.
And it's scary, especially when it's targeted. And there are some, I've been targeted online, and it's true. They get these groups and they decide, okay, we're going to, and all of a sudden I had to lock my Twitter feed one time for something that I posted. And
was this when you were in media or in politics?
It was neither.
Oh, neither.
It was like just I think it was last Halloween,
wow.
2021.
Wow.
And I posted something for a friend of mine, that was, anyways, I got targeted and I had to lock it. But I noticed the people that were targeting me, most of them were in the U.S.
Weird.
And it was, these. It's just
this weird pile-on
It's just
culture,
weird
right? Yeah.
pile-on thing, and it's like nothing feels that safe anymore. And I don't think that a woman should ever be put in a position where she ever feels unsafe. And if her, boss or whoever, I mean, how is a male boss supposed to understand what it feels like to be a female reporter by herself with a camera and a microphone, trying to do her job, surrounded by people who are angry at the news media or angry at, COVID or whatever it might be.
I think that's a great point. Now, I'm going to play a-hole's advocate for a second.
I love it.
Okay. What do you say to people who go, that's just part of the job. Get a thick skin.
What's part of the job for you, for someone to...
For you to put yourself out there and face people who are angry.
So for someone to...
Because you hear that. People say that,
well,
right?
If
and it's just online. What's the big deal?
Well, I mean, listen, there's discourse and then there's like unacceptable, if you if a reporter does a story First of all, if you're angry at an anchor, you got problems because they're just reading the story. They didn't make up the story.
Yeah.
They're not responsible for what the subject is. They're not responsible for any of that.
Yeah.
So getting mad at an anchor is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Getting mad at a reporter is also ridiculous. It's not their opinion.
Yeah.
It's not, they didn't make up the facts. They didn't do any of that. They are reporting on a story, and you report the facts. And the person at home gets to decide what they think.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I would
That's
say the
what
same
it
with an
is.
opinionist. If you have a hot take and
Exactly.
you disagree, sure,
But
you
people
can be
don't
mad.
understand the difference between an opinionist and
also
a reporter.
true.
They
Yeah.
just don't, right? They see something in the Globe and Mail and they think that, that's how the Globe and Mail feels as a paper.
Right.
It's like, well, this was an opinion piece. This was an op-ed. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
No one, they don't understand what that is. So they just see an opinion or they see a report and they think that's wrong and I'm going to be angry and I'm going to tweet this person and call them, a really obscene word. That's not cool.
So really quick, what I'm hearing is companies need to step up. They
Yes.
need to protect their people.
Yes.
And for the people out there, stop being a-holes.
Well, if you're a troll bot, you don't have a soul. So, there's that. But the average person, think about it. Would you say it to the person's face? If you saw them, would you say it to their face really, truly?
Yeah.
Come on.
And if you would, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Tamara, so much fun. I'm so excited to do this on a regular basis.
Me
Thank you
too.
so much. Folks, when it comes to spilling the tea, there's very few in this province that do it better than her. And guess what? She's going to be here every now and then to give us the goods. She's the host of the Tell Us Talks podcast, where you can find some incredible, in-depth conversations with people who really know what they're talking about. She is, of course, Tamara Taggart. Now, after some business, I'm in a ranting mood, so I'm going to take a moment to discuss something that I don't think we're talking about enough. That's up next. I'm Mo Amir. This is VANCOLOUR.